2020, huh? Quite the year, quite the year. Yeah, everything's going crazy, but I think if there's ever been a time that we could use some mindless entertainment, it's probably right now. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing some of my newest 3D printed puzzles. They're fun, they're a good time. We could use a good time. Let's get right to it. Cool. Introducing the new Astrolabicon Pro, my latest upgrade of my classic Astrolabicon puzzle that I made back in 2018. The first thing you'll notice is that it's printing without support material. That was just a happy accident, but it's also got some really nice upgrades that I did on purpose. If we take a look at the bottom here, it looks pretty similar to my original puzzle. It's got an array of magnets on either side. I already stuck that top one in, got a little bit eager. Anyways, let's grab our E6000 and we're gonna slop a glob in each of these 12 holes and then start placing in the magnets. Let's make sure to face them all in the correct direction. It seems like I had a little bit of over extrusion with this particular print, so I'll just use this spatula to press those magnets into place. That's actually a pretty good thing to have such a tight fit. That means these magnets will stay nice and flush against the surface of this Astrolabicon. Once that glue is dry, we can slap our two halves together and we've got that classic Astrolabicon shape. Actually, let's take a look at one of my original Astrolabicons. Here it is. This is one of my favorites, the only one I actually kept for myself because I really love this transition of these different shades of green and gray, as well as this one rogue red marble. But anyways, the way this puzzle works is we've got all these different sliding tracks. So in this position, we've got 3 separate tracks that the marbles all slide along. And then in this hexasphericon position, all the marbles run around the entire thing all together. And that makes it quite difficult to get all the like colors together, which is the goal of this puzzle. Now, one of the biggest problems with my original Astrolabicon is that while these glass marbles are really nice, they're not very consistent. So I was using this print of mine to sort my marbles to get down to at least a 0.5 millimeter range of consistency. I was still able to make plenty of nice working Astrolabicons, but it just wasn't the most efficient thing. Even when I did get things right, there were certain situations where you could accidentally pry the Astrolabicon apart, and that could kind of ruin your puzzle experience. So I definitely still had some kinks to work out, and these bad boys were definitely a big help. So these are ABS no-hole beads, which I found from a few sellers on eBay. And well, yeah, they're beads without holes, so basically just plastic marbles. They've got cool colors, and more importantly, the size is a lot more consistent with these things. They're still not perfect, but down to about a plus or minus 0.25 millimeter tolerance, and that's gonna be a big help with these new Astrolabicons. So let's choose 4 colors, and we'll go ahead and place those into our puzzle. 6 of each. Voila. Now the next crucial upgrade, the pin. This time around, I designed my Astrolabicon Pro with these pins that snap into place, and these make a pretty firm connection. Also, to help make the assembly a bit easier, I designed this little spatula tool that you can slide into place right here, and that'll keep the marbles from falling out as we stick the 2 halves together. We can just slide that out, and we've got our finished Astrolabicon puzzle. Not bad. As you can see, it slides super nicely, and it also twists equally well. I can definitely see people getting really handy with this Astrolabicon puzzle and being able to solve it really quickly, especially now that it has much smoother action. Me? Well, I can solve it quite a bit faster than I used to, but it's still a bit of a challenge, and that's what I love about this puzzle. Well, that and of course, the fun roll. That's right, this is a hexasphericon after all, so it does have that signature wobbly roll. So yeah, this is the design for my new Astrolabicon Pro, but if you're still a fan of the more flat, classic look, I've upgraded that as well. And of course, plenty of fun new designs, like this orb Astrolabicon, or this kind of ripple looking design. There's also this really fun retro design with these grooves that run all around the Hexasphericon, and this very futuristic looking design here. With all these marble colors, filament choices, design variations, and more to come, I'm really excited to see all the different combinations that people come up with. All right, so there we have it, the Astrolabicon Pro. Finally, I've been able to take the Astrolabicon to the level that I wanted to. It's working so well now. It's just so smooth, twists so freely. This is the Astrolabicon that I dreamed of. So I'm extremely happy to finally have this done after 2 years. That said, this is still a 2-year-old puzzle, and I promised you some new puzzles. So with these ABS beads working so well, I thought I'd try my hand at making some new twist puzzles using the same idea, but just slightly different geometries and slightly different puzzles. Presenting the KWOB. Yes, here we have another twist puzzle. It's got that same satisfying magnetic snapping action, but this is a little bit smaller, and it's got this really fun little KWOB shape. In this position, you can see it has these 2 U-shaped channels, and in this position we have this one ring that runs through the center, and then 2 little slots on either end. And you'll also notice this empty space. That's the secret to this little KWOB puzzle here, because you're gonna have to figure out how to use that empty space, move it around, and get all of those like colors together. Same goal as with the Astrolabicon, but a different means to reach that goal. Now, while this puzzle is smaller than the Astrolabicon, it still presents quite a challenge. It's easier, but definitely still a fun little puzzle. And just like the new Astrolabicon Pro, this has the same little clip design, although this clip is a little bit smaller. It still works just the same, and we can snap the 2 parts together. It assembles just as easily, and I've also got a few fun variations of this design as well. This one is actually my original design. It's a little bit more flat-sided, and you know, they both have their own aesthetic. I do really like this color combo though. But perhaps my favorite color choice so far was this puzzle right here. I made a kind of Neapolitan KWOB using these matte PLA filaments from Spidermaker. Those colors combined with this groovy version of the model makes for a really fun little puzzle. I've also started making dual color versions of my puzzles, but as you can see, I'm still figuring out the print settings with these dual color printers. Quite a hassle, but hopefully I'll be able to share those with you soon. Anyways, there you have my latest puzzle, the KWOB. I think it makes a great companion puzzle for the Astrolabicon, as does my final new puzzle, which I call FIDJ. This one right here is a pretty interesting little puzzle. It's got quite a quirky and kind of awkward shape, which was the result of me trying to make the most compact little twisty puzzle of this type that I could. As with the other 2 puzzles I've showed you, it's got the same snapping magnetic motion, as well as the same end goal, which is to get all the same colors touching. And like the KWOB, it has one empty space. It's quite a bit easier. As you can see, I already solved it right here, but it is still a really fun little puzzle to mess around with, and it also just makes for a really fun little fidget toy in general. It's got this really fun ring and this little slot that you can bounce the ball around inside of. Plus, it's so small, so you can really carry this anywhere. Once again, this puzzle is assembled with these magnets glued into place and this tiny little clip to snap the 2 parts together. And I will say I've been using ABS to make the little clips so that they're a bit more resilient, but I also printed a few in PLA and they seem to work fine as well. There we go, another little retro FIDJ. And I also made this little variation with a similar groovy design. So there you have our final puzzle for today, a fun little FIDJ. All right, friends, that's gonna wrap it up for today's little showcase of my 3D printed puzzles. I hope you enjoyed it because a lot of work went into these. I know they're rather simple looking puzzles, but just to get all the sizes and tolerances and everything right, it was a lot of work, but totally worth it just to see my Astrolabicon finally working as well as I always hoped it would. It's just so great. And of course, I'm really excited to also introduce these two new puzzles to the puzzle family, the KWOB and the FIDJ. I'm especially excited to finally make these files available for everyone to download and print themselves. So all of these files will be downloadable at myminifactory.com. I'll put links in the description. I'll have at least a few versions for free, and then for some of those fancier designs, you can pay a small price to help support the channel. I'll put links to the ABS beads that I bought, as well as the magnets. And if you want to buy some of these actual physical puzzles that I've put together myself, those will be available in my shop. I'd love to know your thoughts on these puzzles. Did you enjoy them? Should I make more? Do you have any ideas? Let me know in the comments. Like this video if you do enjoy these puzzles. I already have a few other designs in my head, so if you guys do enjoy this video and show it, then I'll be sure to make some more puzzles. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. So until next time, I'm Devin. This is Make Anything. Stay safe out there, everyone. Wash your hands and stay inspired.